All right, so we have on set with us the Deputy Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Chang. How are you?
Fine, and good to have you here in Montego Bay and Harmony Beach in particular.
Yeah, well, looking tonight is looking awesome, Doc.
Best place in Jamaica.
Yes.
Harmony Beach.
Doc, I realize this is really the inaugural staging of the Harmony Beach Park Christmas, well, the tree lighting and the Kiddies street. You know, what does this signify for you in Montego Bay?
Well, first of all, the location is excellent, and Harmony Beach signifies a certain change in direction of what we do in infrastructure in the communities.
Right.
It was the first of what we call the green space park development by the government. We're doing what we now call the Independence Park in Portmore, and there was, of course, you might call the Emancipation Park in Kingston.
Yes.
The idea is to create a space where there's indeed harmony. And you realize this beach alone is in the center of Montego Bay, and we have had many problems, but all cross-section of Montego Bay gather here, professionals, inner city community members, and enjoy time. And this year, for this Christmas treat this year, is another good signal of getting the community together in one place in harmony.
Yes.
It's not the first Christmas tree lighting, but 2 years ago we did the parish Christmas tree lighting here. We thought it was the best place. We still, the Samsab Square is still the civic center of the town.
Right.
But this place has to have its own Christmas tree. Besides, it's in my constituency.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you made mention of the constituency, Doc, because you have been a member of parliament for a while. So you would have seen the phases in which this beach park have gone through.
Oh, yes.
You know, how do you see the beach park now, or this space compared to in the past? How is it going really though?
Well, first remember, this was reclaimed land.
Yes.
It used to be a waterfront. In fact, the waterfront and where the road is.
Yes.
We used to come, the library just across the road, and we used to go across here to the beach.
Yes.
Back to the library, down in Kentucky. And it remained as a vacant reclaimed land for many years. Then we decided we'd do something with it. There are thoughts of building a hotel downtown and various thoughts. But this government decided to do best develop as a center for civic activity and a recreational activity. And I've seen it evolve into one of the most beautiful spots. I have to give the UDC full commendation. In fact, at the time, by coincidence, the head of UDC was the one who was trained in architecture.
Yes.
And she helped to design this, and I think it has been an excellent piece of work. Well constructed, well designed for the purpose, and the citizens of Montego Bay are really enjoying. But in fact, the citizens all across Jamaica, literally, every now and again, we're on the holiday period, we get Kingstonians coming here, and everybody find Harmony Beach a very nice place to relax, enjoy themselves, and enjoy the beauty of not our North Coast and the quality North Coast beaches that exist. And Harmony Beach is a real central point where, I said, Jamaicans come together in a way that we hope we can extend nationally.
Yes.
Everybody meets here. I mean, I represent the constituency. I can tell you, I come here this weekend. I was walking through. I haven't been on the beach yet, but I can tell you the entire cross section.
Yes.
And they are here peacefully from any part of Montego Bay, Canterbury, Glendevon, Norwood. Otherwise, they seem to keep the differences out of the area. So it's really one that we can be proud of. Not only I'm proud of it as a member of parliament, a member of the government, but Jamaica can see as a good signal of what we can do as a people.
Yes. Doc, I've always heard you talk about the big picture for Montego Bay. Is Montego Bay where you want it as yet in the holistic terms, or we have some way to go?
We have a way to go, but it's on the way.
Yes.
As I told her, I'm on the way from the just completed beam structure for the bridge over the Band River up in Irwin.
Right.
Which is maybe the first real true bridge. It is 200 meters, 180 meters, which is near 200 yards, which is maybe the longest, tallest bridge in Jamaica. But I use the physical to explain it. It is a major new structure, major construction, and that is along the perimeter road, which will end up with also a bypass road for the Long Hill area.
Okay.
So we are laying out the infrastructure that can take expansion. Currently, Montego Bay is almost choking in terms of traffic on the highways that we have. Downtown is still need to be revitalized, although in terms of infrastructure, because downtown never sleep. Montego Bay still, as many years ago, I think it was Bargy said, St. James Street, the seat in Jamaica that never sleeps, and it's even worse though. It's busy all night, all day.
Yes.
But there needs to be the work done to raise the profile in terms of the quality of the building and infrastructure. Many years ago, there was an attempt to put a Georgia interface on all the buildings. We have to go back there to ensure that we have the true character of all of Montego Bay. There's of course the rehabilitation of the High Street railway lane area for residential communities.
Yes.
So there's much to be done, but I think we're now at the foundation of building it.
Awesome.
And once that high perimeter road is finished, you are a young businessman yourself.
Yes.
Look at investing in the area.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's really opens up a lot of potential, and a lot of Jamaicans are taking advantage of it.
Doc, we're going to have to bring you back here on BOJTV to talk about Montego Bay, because we could talk, but Doc, you know, I couldn't leave. The viewers don't forgive me. You want to just bring us up to date as it relates what's happening on in terms of the ministry and the crime situation, and you know where we are now, closing out that you're going to a new year.
Summarize again that where we are now is not a bad spot. We're not anywhere near we want to be yet.
Yes.
But we're at a turning point, I think, and we have said this from the very beginning. Our policy was to build out the police force and give them the resources to be able to deal with all the modern crime activities, both in crime prevention, apprehension and prosecution. And we have gotten to the establishment number of just over 14,000. The officers of the force have in fact trained and retrained individuals to really deal with all aspects of it.
Right.
And this year we should be about 18% below last year, or went down by 8% before. We look towards go below the 1,000 mark, but this year I think we should be just below 1,200 to be a major achievement in terms of numbers, and we look to continue that downward trend in New Year. I find the officers of the force, or the leadership, and its entire force is having exhibit a very high morale, and they're displaying a high level of professionalism, and therefore have all, I think, in the human resources, and we have to complete the physical resource. They have what is required to take our crime numbers on a sustainable downward trend and really restore the harmony required throughout Jamaica. Okay. I'm very confident. We have some very bright people join the force now. Men and women join the force, not because it's the only job they can get, because they want to contribute to law enforcement.
Yes.
And I see community responding. It's still early days, but as I said, we're at a good point and much better response to the community and confidence in the force.
All right.
Good to be here. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Chan, for speaking to us. All right. So we have with us now Mr. Honeygan, the General Manager of UDC. Mr. Honeygan, how are you, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. I'm well, thank you. I can't believe that I'm on BOJTV.
Welcome,
is it the
sir.
best of Jamaica TV,
the best
or
of
is
Jamaica.
it the Bank of Jamaica TV?
The best of Jamaica.
Okay, good.
You know, season's greetings to you, sir.
Thank you. I'm hoping that you're having a wonderful Christmas so far.
I am awed by what I am seeing here at the Harmony Beach Park.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man. So let's start this way. I mean, why a tree lighting this year? Inaugural ceremony this year. What's happening?
You know, Kern, I think that the people of Montego Bay deserve to have a happy, merry, and prosperous Christmas. And nothing sets the tone for the Christmas season, Kurt, as having a Christmas tree lighting, Kiddies Street. The children are getting their faces painted.
Yes.
You and I are going to get our faces painted after, after this.
As soon as I get offset.
But as soon as you get offset.
Yes.
Right? As a matter of fact, what would be more interesting, Kurt, is if we do it while we're on camera.
We're going to go live. We're live, so
good.
We can pick up that.
And we have a snow cone man for the children, an ice cream man. So even for the people who are at home watching you.
Yes.
Watching BOJTV and saying to themselves, boy, this looks great. They should come down.
Yes.
They shouldn't just stay home and see what's happening on BOJTV. They should come to Harmony Beach Park, the People's Park in the city of Montego Bay, the center of Montego Bay, and really enjoy what the Urban Development Corporation is doing to support the built environment and in order to develop and build strong and resilient communities.
Yes. How does this fit into your mandate though?
Listen, it's called Urban Development Corporation.
Yes.
There is no development current that is only physical. There has to be development of our people, of our skill sets, of our mindsets, of all the other sets, right? And we're talking about how the UDC can now transition and look at a more holistic approach to development. Not only development, I tell you, from the perspective of the physical infrastructure. We're known for large buildings, housing developments, commercial developments, right? We are known for schools and markets and public infrastructure, roads, bridges in our history.
Yes.
Remember, the UDC is a 56-year-old entity formed in 1968 by an act, right? And what the UDC has been able to do is to transform and develop the Portmore you know now. Nothing at all was in Portmore. Nothing at all was on downtown Kingston.
In Portmore?
Right, I'm going to get to that as a matter of fact, because we're doing the Portmore part now. The Resilience Park is what you're referring to.
Right.
And we're about a third to close, heading towards a half of the way for the project. It's accelerating quickly. So the people of Portmore, when they drive by, they can now see buildings above the line of the hoarding, right? You can see multi-story buildings going up. So you don't necessarily have to go through the gate as you had to see what was going on the ground. You can now see physical signs of the improvement that's coming to Portmore.
Yes.
But my point, and the point I was finishing up, Kern, is that downtown Kingston, there's nothing in downtown Kingston really until the UDC came in, did the downtown Kingston redevelopment plan. Otrius the same, right? Montego Bay, Freeport area, all this area back here into Montego Bay, the UDC developed it. So we have a vested interest not only with tying into where our build structures are, but also the people who are enjoying these structures, the people who live and are enabled to interact with these structures. It's important because remember, a community is not only the building or the place. A community is the way we interact across boundaries, across lines with each other. And Harmony Beach Park, we never just sort of thought about Harmony Beach Park and came up with a name from the sky. We thought about it. We want it to be harmonious, togetherness, people first. We want it to be a place where everybody, uptown, downtown, round town,
we see that tonight.
Can come out.
Fine fun.
Absolutely. We're seeing the people from your side of the street, right? And you're seeing the people from my side of the street, Kurt.
I don't know what you're
well, all I'm saying to you, Kurt, is that you're seeing people who are like
here,
me and people who are like come from my background and your background, Kurt. Right?
All and sundry.
The people who can afford a shave ice and suck like me, and those who can afford a bag juice and box juice like you, right? So I want the people at home on BOJTV, Kurt, right? Yes. Remember, you invited me on for an interview. You never knew what you were getting into.
No. Remember, we're coming from far. We're coming from school days.
Long time.
When TV land see us rap like that.
Yes, man.
It's all good.
Hell of a lot of practice.
Yeah, man.
So for us, we want it to be a part of our programming for the UDC, because let's face it, the UDC is reasserting itself in its rightful place at the center of all things development across the country.
Yes.
And part of that is having a programmed set of activities on an annual basis, right? Christmas tree lighting, the fireworks festival, which is the 31st of December into the 1st of January.
3 locations.
Talk
to me quickly about that, Bobby.
Listen, you told me I have half an hour.
You see, I moved from Mr. Honeygun to Bobby.
I know. Exactly. The people
Mr.
know.
Honeygun TV land.
No, it's Bobby to you and everybody on TV land, Kern.
All right.
Right? And it's 3 locations: Kingston, Montego Bay, and Otrius, here at Harmony Beach Park, down at Otrius Bay Beach, in Otrius, of course, and on the Kingston waterfront, all along the Kingston waterfront. We're going to be having a fantastic show, fantastic program. You're talking about entertainers. You're talking about premier musical acts in all 3 locations.
Yes.
Kiddies Village in the day and afternoon. You're talking about a vending village. You're talking about a multifaceted approach to how people enjoy a Christmas show. And by the way, the fireworks this year is going to be phenomenal. Fantastic fireworks.
We're gonna have to be there. We can't miss this.
You're always welcome, and we appreciate what BOJTV is doing across TV land for many people.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I watch BOJ a lot. I want people at home to know that I am a BOJ participant and individual who loves BOJTV, and we want you to certainly be a part of that program.
Definitely. Well, I will be happy to be a part, but we really want to thank you for talking to us. I hope we'll get to talk.
Karen, I have half more hour of things to say.
No. We're going to have to take something from the stage.
Oh boy.
I hope we can talk after the event, so we can, because we have so much to talk about. You know what, Bobby?
Yes.
I'm going to have to bring you for a 1.5 hour podcast.
That would be lovely.
Let's organize
that would be lovely.
You have a lot to tell me about
That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
Important. Are we going to do it
very, very early.
Absolutely.
In 2025.
Yes, early in 2025, early in the new year.
All right.
Kern, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man,
I
thank you.
never dreamt that you'd have somebody like me on your fine program, sir.
Welcome to BOJTV.
Thank you.
Keep up the work, man.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you, Kern.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Montego Bay Ravers Marching Band. Come on, man, I know you enjoy that. Let I hear a little round, louder, more rousing applause. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been waiting all evening, and the band found time to entertain us, to allow us to get it all together for what it promises to be a spectacular evening. So, I must say, good evening. And in the spirit of the season, I must say, Merry Christmas, right? But in Jamaica, we say Merry Christmas. And it's good to see all of you. The bright lights are shining in my face, but I saw all of you out there, so I know that you're all looking lovely and happy and cheerful as the season demands. So, we're happy to have you here at the Harmony Beach Park inaugural Christmas tree lighting ceremony, being sponsored by the Urban Development Corporation. And I am welcoming all the persons who are here from Montego Bay, but I looked around and I realized that we have some persons who are visiting from overseas. And how Montego Bay is as a friendly city, I know we have persons from neighboring parishes, right? Because if I myself traveled all the way from Kingston today to be here, it means that there are people from all over Jamaica probably under the tent in the park this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, there are some special guests that I must welcome before we get into the formalities. And first up, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Leroy Gray, Justice of the Peace, representing Custos Rotularium of St. James, Bishop the Honorable Conrad Pitkin, who is unavoidably absent. We must also acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, as well as Member of Parliament for St. James Northwestern. I know that there are some others around here that I am not seeing, so if I don't call your name, forgive me. The lights are very bright. Mr. Eroy Clark, the Member of Parliament for St. James Central. The Honorable Homer Davis, Member of Parliament for St. James Southern. His Worship the Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Richard Vernon. Deputy Mayor Councillor Dwight Crawford, who is also representing the Honorable Marlene Malahoo Fort this evening. We also have the Chairman of the UDC, Mr. Norman Brown. We have the Honorable Godfrey Dyer and Mrs. Dyer. We have Mr. Robin Russell, President of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Attraction Montego Bay Chapter. We have Mr. and Mrs. Winston Deere. We have as well Mr. Oral Heaven, President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce, and Miss Nadia Crossgill, Chief Executive Officer of the St. James Municipal Corporation. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for our specially invited guests. And at this time, I'm going to ask you all to stand as we invite Mr. Sheldon Gibson, saxophonist, to play the national anthem. So please stand at attention for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. At this time, you know, in the tradition of Jamaica, and not just around Christmas, we usually don't go into anything of importance without seeking divine guidance. And so at this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Claudette Bryan, JP, to lead us in prayer. Please stand.
It's always a delight for me to pray. And it's always a delight to see God's people as we offer prayers to our Father in heaven. Our Father, who art in heaven, God of this nation, our anthem says, Eternal Father, bless our land. We come before you this evening with hearts of gratitude, hearts of thanksgiving for how you have kept us, for how you have walked with us, for how you have led us, for how you have provided for us. Tonight we come in this great celebration to light the tree, to turn on the lights that represent Jesus Christ. We thank you, God, that as we come before you, we come, Lord, knowing that as one nation, as one people, that we will never ever forget the reason for this season. It's all about you. Lord, as we come to celebrate, lead us and guide us. Cause us to bring glory and honor to your name and your name only. Let us not forget that the love that you have poured out upon all of us is a love that should be shed amongst all of us. And so, Lord, teach us how to be compassionate. Teach us how to be kind. Teach us how to be patient. Teach us, Lord, how to reflect who you are. Lord, thank you for all the activities that will take place here this evening. We thank you that we will never miss ever miss the reason for this season. Lead and guide us, I pray. I commend all our leaders who are present, members of this society, and all those who would come to share. Remind us, Lord, that we will never miss the reason for this season. So we thank you for your presence here tonight. And as I said, lead and guide us. Let everything be done decently and in order, and that your name be glorified. And we thank you now in no other name but the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you feeling? Are you feeling like it's Christmas? You feeling the spirit? I'm not feeling the breeze though. You feeling any Christmas breeze? All right, blow some up my way. Blow some up my way. All right, I see it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So, Christmas in Jamaica is a very, very special time. And number one on the list of Jamaican Christmas tradition is, as Mrs. Bryan said, remembering the reason for the season. So at Christmas you must go where? Where we must go on Christmas? But not only on Christmas, don't it? All right. So at this time I'm going to be inviting Mr. Norman Brown, CDJP, Board Chairman of the UDC, to bring opening remarks. Put your hands together for Mr. Norman Brown.
Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Kingsley Henry, Mr. Leroy Gray, JP, representing the Honorable Conrad Pitkin, our Custos Rotolorum for the Parish of St. James, His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon, Member of Parliament Mr. Leroy Clark, Mr. Dwight Crawford, Deputy Mayor, and also representing Mrs. Marlene Mallory Fort, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, OJ, CDMP, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, but also critical to us, Member of Parliament for Northwest St. James, Mr. Robert Honigan, General Manager for the UDC and the Executive Management Team and staff, including the team from Montego Bay, specially invited guests, and I would like to acknowledge the presence of some city fathers that we have with us, Mr. and Mrs. Winston Deere. Good to see you. Chairman Extraordinaire, Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey Dyer. And permit me to acknowledge the presence of my dear friend and mother of Glendevon, Mrs. Lana Forrester. And also the principal of the Glendevon Primary and Infant School, Mrs. Pinedo. Ladies and gentlemen, special invited guests, good evening. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Harmony Tree Lighting Ceremony, right here in the heart of the Harmony Beach Park. This event holds a special place in our heart, as it symbolizes unity and hope that binds us together as Jamaicans, especially during the festive season. I would also like to take the opportunity to welcome you to my home. As a proud Montegonian, I am very proud of this park. We are seeing breathtaking progress and development across the city, which is keeping pace with other places in Jamaica. And I would pause to say that sometimes when you read about Montego Bay in the media, they speak about the second city. Well, I want Jamaica to know that this is the other city. We are second to no city. Tonight, as we gather in this magnificent park built by the Urban Development Corporation and one of the largest of its kind in the Caribbean, we are reminded of the progress we have made and the bright future that lies ahead. The UDC has been helping to shape the socio-economic infrastructure fabric of Montego Bay as far back as the 60s, with the development of the waterfront and beaches, as well as strategic divestment of key real estate to thriving businesses. Mr. Winston Deere, was one of the chief advocates on the UDC board as a member from Montego Bay to ensure that this park became a reality. Harmony Beach Park stands as another testament to the Urban Development Corporation unwavering commitment to creating spaces that inspire connection, promote wellness, drive development for the Jamaican people. We look forward to the Portmore Resilient Park being built in St. Catherine, which has its own unique charm as part of the government's urban space initiative to have a park in each parish. So the UDC have a plan. We are going to St. Annex for a Harmony type park. We are coming to Inagural in Westmoreland also for another park. I want to also remind all our visitors today that this year we will be having our second fireworks party on New Year's Eve at this park. And I must say to you that this one will be bigger, better, and it will have a much brighter and enjoyable concert. We will be ensuring that it will be a night to remember. As we envision the master planning process during our time at the park this evening, we will be treated to the vibrant sound and sights of our talented performers. I extend my deepest gratitude to all those who have contributed to making tonight a reality. To our distinguished guest performers and all of you present, thank you for sharing this joyous occasion with us. May this tree, and as Mrs. Bryan has said, remember the symbol and what Christmas is for. May this tree as a beacon of light and hope remind us of the spirit of togetherness and the possibilities that await us as a nation. Thank you, and let the celebrations begin. Merry Christmas all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as I said, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Robert Onegan, the General Manager of UDC that is here, let me assure you, sir, as the man who signs the check, that I am not just bigging you up because the board chairman mentioned your name. But good evening to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Custos is unable to be here this evening, and as I indicated earlier, he's been represented by Mr. Leroy Gray, JP, and at this time I ask you to put your hands together as you welcome him to deliver greetings on behalf of our Custos.
Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon, Mr. Heroy Clark, Member of Parliament and Deputy Speaker of the House, Mr. Norman Brown, Chairman and his team, other distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Bishop the Honorable Conrad Pitkin is regrettably and unavoidably absent due to other engagements. It is therefore an honor and privilege to represent him and to read his greetings. Isaiah 9 verse 6 says, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace." I am delighted to share this evening's inaugural Christmas tree lighting ceremony in this park, our joyous observance of Christmas. It is a season to be joyful. At this time of the year, the Christian world pauses to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is also the time for us to be reminded that we already have received the most beautiful and profound gift, and that is Jesus Christ, God's only begotten Son, the greatest gift we could ever receive. Ladies and gentlemen, for many of us, it would be impossible to imagine Christmas without our families or without the memories we carry and the traditions that we have built up together over the years. We bring these traditions with us into adult life, and then we pass them on to our children and grandchildren for posterity. One such tradition is the Christmas story. In essence, that is the most important part of Christmas. More important than any present we may receive or parties that we may attend. The coming together of families, friends, and communities, and the placing of each other at the center of the Christmas celebration is what our tree lighting ceremony represents this evening. The lighting of the Christmas tree has entered into the 21st century, and the story that we remember this season dates back more than 2,000 years. It is a story of hope and the birth of a child who grew up to live a life of humility, kindness, compassion, and one who traveled with a message of empathy and understanding, who taught us to care for the poor, the marginalized, the hurting person, the lonely person, and the sorrowing person. It was, and still is, a message of hope and a message that says we have to be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper, and that we have to reach out and forgive each other day by day. More than 2 millennia later, the way he lived still compels us to do our best to build a more just, tolerant, decent society and country, and by extension, this Jamaica land we love. Today, as we turn on the lights on this beautiful, beautiful Christmas tree, we will be descending the message of love, hope, joy, peace to all Jamaica, that God loves us so much that he sacrificed Jesus, his son, one and only son, so that we may become his children. Let us also this evening, through the Christmas season and the coming year, resolve to reach out to others and to try to make their Christmas a little happier and a little easier. There is a saying, kindness is the most valuable gift you will ever give. My wish is that we all give and receive this precious but priceless gift in abundance. Many words have been written, sung and spoken about the true meaning of Christmas, but none has ever said it more eloquently than the angels. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill towards men. May I go a little off script here? 52 years ago, when I came to Montego Bay from the hills, this was not what we saw. I think there is the need to show appreciation to the UDC and to our city builders who had a vision to put this park in place. A couple of years ago, we'll be jam-packed in Sam Sharp Square, dodging the traffic as it passes. Today, we are comfortable, enjoying the outdoor breeze, and feeling a sense of safety and security. We have a lot to be thankful for. I must say a special thank you to all for coming and for helping to make this Christmas tree lighting a memorable one, and also to carry the tradition. Open your hearts and give the gift of happiness and love. Remember your brothers, remember your sisters. Share a kind word. Extend a kind deed. May God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gray for those wonderful words from our Custos. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is about giving. And one of the easiest things for us to give at Christmas is love, right? And a good cheer. I don't know about you. I don't know if anybody has told you Merry Christmas since the start of the season. So if nobody has told you, guess what's going to happen tonight? I'm going to ask you to turn to the person next to you or behind you and the person that is closest to you and to say Merry Christmas. For some of us, it's the first time that we're hearing it for the season, right? All right, Merry Christmas to all of you. So, the city of Montego Bay, and please note I'm not talking about the second city, the city of Montego Bay, of which we are proud, and our mayor, of which we are proud, His Worship, the Mayor Councillor Richard Vernon, the Mayor of Montego Bay. I invite him now to come and bring greetings. Put your hands together for the Mayor of the city of Montego Bay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang, Chairman Mr. Brown, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my lovely Mobe people, good evening. I heard Mr. Gray say that once upon a time Sam Sharp Square would be jam-packed. It is still jam-packed, but Montego Bay is so nice, we had to do it twice. It is good that we can gather here this evening in this fashion because this park epitomizes the spirit of Montego Bay. The spirit of Montego Bay is harmony. And in this season, we have to continue to love each other, continue to give, continue to share, continue to unite, because it is this spirit that we are going to close off 2024 on and welcome 2025 on. This year has been a good year. Each year has its challenges, its unique challenges, but this has been a good year. Unemployment decreased this year significantly, the lowest we have ever seen in the history of Jamaica. We have seen more and more flights coming into our country, cruise ships docking. The place is vibrant, buildings going up, construction is happening. We are on our way. And significantly, I hear some persons trying to twist and turn what I've said, but I'm going to say it again. Crime is down by 34% in Montego Bay. Murders are down by 34%. And guess what? If murders this year went up by 34%, we would not be hearing the end of it. A matter of fact, they would be asking Minister Chang to resign. Some murders are down by 34%. I want you to give Minister Chang and his team a round of applause. And it is that trend that has been established, not just by the government, but by you in the communities who want to rid your communities of crime, by you who are seeking peace. We have all played our part in ensuring that the trend has been established. And our target for 2025, Minister, and all the police officers here, and all the community members here, is to get murders below 100 next year. Because for us to be prosperous, for us to be the Montego Bay that we dream of, we must be peaceful. So this is a good way to close out the year. And it is on this note that I want to greet you on behalf of the St. James Municipal Corporation, wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when it comes. God bless you all.
Focus on the negative this time of the year. That's not it. This time of the year, the encouragement is to focus on Christ and all the blessings in our lives. We deserve to be happy. all the time. But if you're not happy at any other time, be happy and be blessed at Christmas. At this time, there's some blessing coming our way, and they are little blessings, but together they make big blessings, and they're coming from the Glen Devon Primary and Infant School. Welcome the young dancers from the Glen Devon Primary and Infant School as they do a folk item to entertain you at this time. Put your hands together again, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together.
Everybody shout!
Ladies and gentlemen, you can do better than that. That's all of that energy packed into that performance must be resonating throughout the park this evening. Put your hands together again for the Glendevon Primary and Infant School dancers. Boy, I feel that energy, you know. I want to bottle up some of that energy and take some home with me. But as if UDC wasn't providing us with all of this spark and everything that goes with it, there is more entertainment to come tonight. And you'd have heard from them a little bit earlier, and they decided to start this evening's ceremony out in a very high energy way. I realized that they captivated the crowd. But I must tell you a little bit about the Montego Bay Ravers Marching Band as they prepare for their second stint. They were established in 2019 to engage young adults, initially focused on young adults who were musically inclined and wanted a community-based band to continue pursuing their passion and further sharpening their musical skills. The band was spearheaded by Mr. Michael Tucker and CJ Clark, who joined forces to acquire instruments and other necessary resources. They started with 7 pieces of instrument, and currently, if you call upon them, they are able to work with 50 performers. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome once again the Montego Bay Ravers Marching Band. Let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Montego Bay Ravers Marching Band. Let them feel the love right here in Harmony Beach Park tonight. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the Montego Ravers Marching Band. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite Mr. Eroy Clark, JP Member of Parliament, St. James Central, and Deputy Speaker of the House to bring greetings at this time. Put your hands together for Mr. Eroy Clark.
Good night, everyone. I'm up here with you now. Good night, everyone. Let me say a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests and all protocol being observed. I will say, ladies and gentlemen, friends, residents, and friends of the city from near and far, welcome to this Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Tonight we gather to kindle the spirit of love, joy, and giving that defines this magical season. As we illuminate the tree, we also brighten the lives of those around us. As we stand together under the twinkling lights, let us take a moment to reflect on the past year. We have shared laughter, tears, and countless memories. We have grown, learned, and loved. Tonight we express gratitude for the blessing in our lives, for the love that surrounds us, and for the resilience that defines us. We honor those who have made a difference in our community, our city, Montego Bay, from the first responders to the volunteers to our local heroes. Christmas is more than a holiday. It is a celebration of hope, compassion, and kindness. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is always a light to guide us forward. As we decorate our homes, exchange gifts, and share meals, let us not forget the true essence of Christmas: love, forgiveness, and generosity. Let us spread kindness and warmth throughout our city. Our city is a shining example of what it means to come together in the spirit of Christmas. From the volunteers to donors, from organizers to attendees, every single one of you contributed to the magic of this evening. Let us continue to uplift and support one another, spreading joy throughout the years. Let us make a difference in the lives of those around us. Merry Christmas, everyone. May this special season bring happiness and fulfill all your heart's desires. As the light shines bright, may our heart shine even brighter. And may our community spirits of giving continue to inspire others. Let us make this Christmas one to remember. Wishing you a joyous holiday season and a happy new year. Together we can create a brighter future. Thank you, and may God continue to bless us and bless this city and its people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is your favorite thing to eat at Christmas time? What do you like to eat around Christmas? Cake, right? I like fruit cake. And what do you like to drink around Christmas time? And I am grateful for the companies that make sorrel all year round. Right? And I'm grateful for the companies that make fruit cake all year round. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Dwight Crawford, to bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Marlene Malaho Fort, KC MP JP.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? All right, everybody sound like them, Irie. So, my name is Dwight Crawford. I am the deputy mayor. I'm not deputizing today because his worship is here, and also deputy member of parliament. So today I'm deputizing for my member of parliament who sends her greetings to you all. So I am a deputy and a deputy, but at my home, I am no deputy. I am in charge. If you ask my wife, she might say something else, but don't listen to her, please. Her head goes sometimes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was given the opportunity to speak today, and believe me when I tell you, it is a very proud, heartwarming moment to be here. Not just to light this Christmas tree, but to look at this park. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for this park. I will say without any fear that this park is not just the nicest park in Jamaica, but the nicest park in the entire hemisphere. No, sir? You agree, don't you? Yes, man. And here in the city of Montego Bay, when we do things big. Our mayor put up a tree over there. When you're taking a picture with that tree, you have to take a picture 4 times. It's so big. You have to piece it together to get the full picture. When you look at our fire station, when you look at our airport, it tells you that Montego Bay is a big city. Put your hands together again. Encouragement sweetens labor, and if you want our government to continue to do big things for this city, you must encourage our government, because it's not just talk, it is something that we have to look at and be proud of. Yes, man. I remember the days when you would pass this area and it was merely just a cow pasture with cows. We would never dare to be sitting here. We'd never dare to pass the fence that was here. But now we have a wonderful park that we can all enjoy for free. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to say Merry Christmas, Irie Christmas, the best Christmas that you have seen in history, because this park here today is here for us all to enjoy. God bless you. Have a wonderful Christmas, and may God continue to do great things in our lives so we can enjoy these wonderful things that we are. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Put your hands together again for Deputy Mayor and Deputy Member of Parliament. So, ladies and gentlemen, the park, it has been said, right? So I don't need to repeat anything that has been said. But the park is a blessing, right? And for those of you who are not from around here, right? So in the USA, they say that everything in Texas is bigger. And what the deputy mayor was saying, that everything in the city, lovely city of Montego Bay, is bigger and better than everywhere else in Jamaica, right? So this saxophonist is probably one of the best one in Jamaica too, because he's a son of Montego Bay. So he's a past student of the Herbert Morrison Technical High School and a former member of that band. And he's also a past student of the Edmund College for the Performing Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard him playing the national anthem at the beginning of the ceremony. And this time we ask you to once again welcome Mr. Sheldon Gibson as he perform on the saxophone. Put your hands together again, ladies and gentlemen, for Sheldon Gibson, son of Montego Bay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer to the moment that I know we have all been waiting for, to see the beautiful tree lit. But before we get there, there are a couple of other important, very important people that we must hear from. And right now I ask you to welcome our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, to bring greetings. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Chairman. The Christmas is a time we celebrate because the birth of Christ was signaling hope for humanity. And the primary reason for Christmas is the hope it brings to humanity and to all who celebrate. In the Christian calendar, it's the most important celebration. And that's why we celebrate with forgiveness, with love, and we make happiness, and we extend ourselves and share with each other that we can put aside what might have happened in the last 12 months and look to the future for a better year ahead of us. Hope for not only a better year, better life, and certainly continued blessing on the people. But allow me, as I'm a single deputy, and my wife and daughter is here too. So, but I want to allow me to recognize among the many distinguished people in the audience, and I don't understand why the chairman said he couldn't see anything down there. These three lights shine right in the eyes, and we see nothing behind it. But I know that sitting in the audience, of course, is my colleague, E.R. Clark, Member of Parliament for Central St. James, and Deputy Speaker of the House, who spoke before me. Of course, His Worship the Mayor, our young mayor who is doing so well, Councillor Richard Vernon from the downtown area. And in fact, they border the fabulous Hamilton Beach, the Railway Garden Division, of course, and Central St. James. The chairman of the Urban Development Corporation, Mr. Norman Brown. It's good that he is chairman this year and so can bring some of the things that should come to UDC, to Montego Bay from UDC. But I know it's not only because he's chairman, but we commend you, Norman. And the city is proud of your work as a chairman for the Urban Development Corporation, one of our more important institutions. Of course, our fellow councillors and the Deputy Mayor just spoke, who was representing my colleague, Member of Parliament from West Central St. James. And certainly we would recognize those who are representing, well, Mrs. Claudette Bryan herself in her own right, as she started as a prior, and Mr. Gray, who represent the Custos. But I couldn't, there's a long introduction, go without recognizing, I said, our distinguished elder statesmen in Montego Bay, Mr. Winston there and his dear wife, and Mr. Godfrey there and his dear wife. They are individuals who have symbolized, who have seen the growth of Montego Bay and our outstanding citizens. And neither could I go on to give my own best wishes, happy Mr. Christmas, to recognize in the audience Jason and Robin Russell, as in many ways, who lost their father recently, and Robert Russell indeed could be among, you may say, that trio of Godfrey and Winston, who stood out to give character to the leadership of Montego Bay in their era. We express our condolences to young men whose legacy, the legacy of Robert, will not only live on through his sons, who are already part of the active leadership of the West, but the impact he made in the town will be forever part of Montego Bay as the one who really made Montego Bay the center of entertainment on this side of the world and really transformed aspect of Montego Bay's culture. Christmas is a time, I said, for celebration, because a time of hope, time to forgive, to share time with each other, and I said to look toward a better time. But it's also not a bad time to look back very briefly so that we can consolidate our view of the future. But I couldn't help but as I sat there and listened to the speakers before me that were kind of dating some of the people talking, you know. It's a great speaker when he passed into a Sunday sun, and of course, I think the deputy mayor and someone else spoke of being a co-pastor here. Well, what I remember of this was water. And I think Winston, the yacht club was up the road, and it was also had opportunity for some relaxation because the beach was behind the library where Harbour Street had been extended. And I had the privilege at the time of being one of the student leaders, and we would have what we call a reading club on Saturday morning, which are not only a good reading club to where you had time with the little ones who you're trying to introduce to the better part of reading. It also gave me some opportunity that since I was from Cornell College, not only leading boys' school, but it meant that we are all boys' school. We'd have a couple of young ladies from Montego High School join me. And we have reading circle on the beach under the poinsettia tree behind the library. So this is all water. So it's a time we may have to look back and see how this has evolved, because indeed Harmony Park, as many have said before me, is a signal of where Montego Bay is come to, and it's been a long journey. Indeed, we could go back in history a little bit for those who are young and listening still, because I know you're here now to see the bright lights on the tree, that where the courthouse and the post office used to be called Marga Bay. If you read the books, they say Miga Bay. Well, it's Marga Bay, you know it was. And the people were there were resident fishermen. And it was quite of a bit of a ghettoized area. And unfortunately, they were all moved to Canterbury and Love Lane without any work being done to improve their conditions. But that's where the individuals went to. And I could say, and I don't find the member of Parliament would be happy for me to say that, yes, the government is committed to transforming that community in the very near future. We have the land and we will be committed to, in fact, allowing that those who are inheritors of Canterbury and King Street, we will make every effort to transform the community as a quality residential area and transform the areas we have done for other things in Jamaica, because this is a signal of it. So we are moving to the future, but we are not going to forget the past and leave them behind in any way. From that came, we started the Sparkler project, and we have seen we moved from that, the post office, the courthouse, the library went up, and of course in more recent times we had the reclamation of this property, which was a beachfront, and today we have the lovely Harmony Beach, which signals not only what is in the interest of Montego Bay and its future, but the government's commitment to Jamaica. But Harmony Beach not only evolved along those lines. You have to realize that for some years, Montego Bay has become the center for economic activity. We had some bad times. Christmas, and I have to refer to the president of the Glendon Primary School. But the country have to realize, and Montego Bay should realize, that economic activity shifted out of the government and commercial center. It's Kingston. The city is really a light industrial development center and is a hub of what is essentially the northern economic belt of Jamaica. It's not a spontaneous. We are the Republic, and I'm proud of that. I represent a part of it, and we are St. James, and we like to speak of ourselves as a Republic. But the reality is we have to become much broader in our thinking, because Montego Bay is a hub of economic activity for the area from Otrius to Negril. That's what we are today. And the investment in the area has reflected that. Investment in Montego Bay Airport is more than what it used to take to build 2 bauxite plants. We are exceeding over $300 million US now, and as we proceed to expand it, getting bigger. It's a major international airport in the Caribbean, and to be able to accommodate huge numbers of tourists. On the other hand, we have a multi-purpose port, the only one in Jamaica, which takes both cruise ships, commercial activity, and a gas destination. And the multiple investment in housing and hotels have demonstrated that shift in economic activity out of the southeast into the northwest. We'll have to restore the investment in the southeast because we don't want the country to deteriorate that way, but the build out here is a signal of how Jamaica is growing. And of course we have the perimeter road, which is late in coming, but just about setting the stage for even more massive development. And just before I got here this evening, you see me dressed, I was walking on a bridge that now crosses the Barnet River at the top in Irwin. It's Jamaica's longest bridge at 180 meters. In fact, engineers might say it's the only bridge in Jamaica. Right? It reflects all the challenge of building a major piece of engineering work, and it's now complete. Winston, I think you'll be pleased to see it. We can walk from end to end, from one road to the other. And again, a signal of where we're going. But tonight's events not only deserve reflecting on how far we are coming, but we are not at destination yet. The road, the airport, this park is to future-proof it and show where we are going. That this will be a center for peace and harmony, for people to work, to recreate and live together a certain way, but also to signal that we are building an area of recreation that is bigger than what we are today. Embodies much of what we should be and will continue to be as the town grows and the entire Northwest grows. And in part of that, it not only harm the park. Tonight, you must realize, for me personally, it was a privilege and a pleasure to look at the Glendevan School. You know, less than 10 years ago, the principal is here. But when I speak of Glendevan, some people have asked me, can anything good come out of Glendevan? Today, in the last, what you might prefer to call the phase to go from primary school to high school, all of the Glendevan students except 2 got into a school of their choice. Not only 10 years ago, it was the reverse. 10 years ago, it was the reverse, where 2 kids would maybe want a teacher's child would get into Mobile High or Counter College or Mount Alberta. At this point in time, they're all getting to school of their choice. We have to work with the 2 or 3 who need further help. And to me, that's a signal of how far we have come as a community and where we're going. Because in those little children, energetic, innocent, and just full of life and laughter is a signal of the future for Montego Bay. They reflect the talent and energy to lay the foundation for an even greater Montego Bay. So too is my friends marching band, the Ravers. I won't go into much of the history, but again, coming out of Rose Heights, the most densely peopled place in Jamaica, which many of you are not aware, and had all the challenges that we had across urban Montego Bay from Flanker through Norwood to Glendevan and Rose Heights. But tonight we can see in the audience a cross-section. My friends whose name I called, distinguished individuals, and here with us too, the managing director of UDC, are here in the audience, but here are the students from Glendevan. And I'm sure there are individuals from Flanker and from Rose Heights supporting their band and being settled in this community, happily here tonight and looking forward to not only a Merry Christmas, but a peaceful and prosperous New Year. So I won't be long. You have had a long evening. I just wanted to be good to remind us of how far we're coming and just give a vision of where we're going. Because this center of this year, Montego Bay is the hub around which much will evolve. Said that perimeter road will not only be stopping. I was stuck in traffic on Long Hill last night. The extension to bypass Long will be there. And very soon we are already looking at how we'll get across the hills behind Treyall and Hopewell and Sandy Bay to go to Inagural and relieve all that pressure that is now obstructing Lucy and Hopewell. This will be the hub of a great economic center for Jamaica and a great city in its own right. And I won't say what I saw. I looked at a picture of a possibility of how we get across Lucy, Winston. And there's a talk of the road, but you know it's difficult terrain behind there. You know the land better than I do as a surveyor. And so they have designed a bridge across the Lucy Harbor. And I sent a simple message to the Prime Minister. I won't be there to finish it, but you must do this bridge. And I will lay it out. So there's much to celebrate. There's much to give thanks for. Yes, the violence has been a pain for us in Montego Bay, but my mayor reminded me, and I thank him for the respect and the accommodation given to the police officers. We have today a very effective police force. We have a strong police force and a group of professional young Jamaicans who are doing a good job. We gave the country this commitment, and I end that note, many years ago. There was quarrel about state of public emergencies, etc., and what we do on strong policing versus soft policing, and we gave the country a commitment. Andrew Honis, our Prime Minister, leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, and a friend of the city, gave this country a commitment that will build a strong and effective police force. We wanted stronger legislation in between to manage the violence, not to lock up people, to save lives and manage the violence out there. Because we're also launching the most extensive social outreach program, reflected in zones of special operation, where we transform whole communities and we transform lives. And we're on both programs, and we know to reach a critical point where we can impact the violence and crime out there and begin to turn the tide in the right direction. We know today, with the police force we have, led by a young Jamaican, Kevin Blake, and a team of young officers around him, with a new dream of the kind of society that we want for this case. Every one of them committed. Not because police is the last course they can go to. Because we know that was one of the history we inherit. Where men would join, in particular men would join the force because that's the only thing they could get to do. Today, we have an officer corps of which almost 95% of a second degree. They could get jobs all over. In fact, we lost one of our best police officers, the Bank of Jamaica. And we lose police officers. When we lose them now, it's not to go look, they have to go to something much better. And we lose people to the Bank of Jamaica and to other ministries as they increase their own commitment, but also their qualification. But the force itself has, at the highest level, at the officer level, from anyone you see wearing a khaki suit. And I think the community here needs to understand, it's not men who are just employed to be a strong arm and to beat anybody. They are all people with second degrees. If they are not yet there, they are ongoing to it, and they are committed to providing a safe and peaceful Jamaica in the best way they can. And they not only have, we have to stop the violence, we have to apprehend them, and we're going to do that. It's getting down. Montego Bay not just 34% below today. We went as high as 335 homicides. When I used to every weekend count and look at what all my friends in Glendevon now know were lost. Weekends of, my friend here will tell you, weekends of 20 were regular. Month of November alone was 47 to 06. 1 month. Now we are under 200, just over 100. So we are much more than 34% behind the highest point, and we are going lower than that. And I know this team of police officers, the force that I happen to have the privilege of providing leadership and oversight to, will bring it below the number. And again, we will continue to walk the Harmony Beach at any hour of the night, any hour of the day, and go back home and feel safe and comfortable. I see time coming, and I know they will do it. And I commend them and commend their support for the citizens who are here tonight, not only for Christmas, to share time and to give the police support, but to do so for the rest of the year and the rest of the time. We have some good young men and women who are carrying law and order in this country. And they not only do seek to apprehend criminals, the Community Security and Safety branch is strong. We are very involved in the communities, in the schools, and in dealing with the communities to maintain harmony and prevent crime in there. So my friends, it's a good night. It's a good night to be on Harmony Beach. It's a good night to be at harmony with each other. And it's a good night to say cheers to the citizens of Montego Bay, my friends across the Republic, and all my colleagues, and to say on behalf of the government of Jamaica, we are happy to have contributed in the development of this park. It's a symbol of our commitment to create space for harmony. The Resilience Park is coming in Portmore, and the chairman announced others to come. And I must say, I told the chairman, the managing director, and I can say it, although we are very much into the 5th year of our term in office, you'll get the other 10 money for the other 10 parks in the 3rd term. We will give it to you. Right? And Montego Bay look forward to many other things in that term as we create sustainability for development, growth, and prosperity for our people. May God bless us all and bless our people in this town and continue to give us harmony and peace. God bless you all. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas, a happy, prosperous, and peaceful New Year to all the children, all the families here. God bless you all. See you out in the field over the next few days. Thank you. Let's turn on the lights and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Horace Chang, our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security. Put your hands together again for our Deputy Prime Minister. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. You're anxious like me, we're getting there, right? But UDC and its partners brought us to this one-of-a-kind park in the Western Hemisphere. And they brought us this tree lighting ceremony. But I am sure there are many people who have worked behind the scenes And the job is not mine tonight to say thank you. That duty rests on the head of Mr. L. Robert Honnigan, the General Manager of the UDC. Put your hands together and welcome him as he comes to move the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Dr. Chang, you're correct. You can't see anything in the audience with this light. I'll get through it. All dignitaries, residents, friends, good evening to you all. Good evening, Montego Bay. It's a privilege to extend heartfelt thanks on behalf of the UDC for your participation in our Christmas tree lighting ceremony here at the beautiful Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay. I must start by extending our gratitude to the inimitable, impossible to copy, Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Member of Parliament, St. James, Northwestern, Deputy Prime Minister. You shared some wonderful words, Doc, lots of greetings and insight into what this space was before and also the vast landscape of what is happening in Jamaica. We remain schooled by you, sir. Thank you as usual. To my chairman, Mr. Norman Brown, chairman of the UDC, thank you for your insightful opening remarks, which reflected, of course, the spirit of this gathering and highlighted the corporation's ongoing commitment to all the communities that the UDC serves. Mr. Leroy Gray, representing Bishop the Honorable Conrad Pitkin, Custos Rotalorum of St. James, whose warm regards inspired us all with unwavering support for initiatives that reinforce the importance of unity and community. We're truly honored by the presence of His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon, for sharing such uplifting season's greetings and spreading Christmas cheer tonight. A special thank you to Councillor Dwight Crawford, Deputy Mayor and Deputy MP. I've learned a new term here tonight. Representing the Honorable Marlene Malahoo Fort, MP, St. James West Central. We want to express our thanks to Mr. Heroy Clark, Member of Parliament, St. James Central, Deputy Speaker of the House. Such thoughtful and inspiring greetings resonate the true meaning of Christmas. And of course, Mrs. Claudette Bryan, who opened up the evening with a powerful invocation. We can always depend on Mrs. Bryan for setting the right tone at the right time. Our performers, Mr. Sheldon Gibson, saxophonist. I think he performed twice. The Glen Devon Primary School. Chairman Brown is chairman of the UDC and chairman of HHA, and even more proud to be chairman of the Glen Devon Primary School. The Montego Bay Ravers Marching Band. Wonderful performance. I haven't seen a marching band like that in a very, very long time. Delightful performance, creativity like no other. To our community members, there are many dignitaries who have been recognized. I won't even begin to go through that list. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for delighting us with your your support and participation, which is a testament to the vibrant spirit of togetherness in Montego Bay. The Harmony Beach Park team, the UDC team, and of course Sadco and St. Ann, we pulled together a team right across northern Jamaica to put together this wonderful tree lighting ceremony here tonight. We had one down in Ocho Rios, we had one in Kingston, we'll be having one down in Inagural as well. So the UDC is out spreading cheer wherever we can to the communities we serve, where we have assets, where we participate, where we've built out the physical environment, and now enabling people to interact with that environment as the environment is really theirs. And of course, Mr. MC Kingsley Henry, unbelievable MC, fantastic, fantastic MC. An MC who was imported in from Kingston and not from the Republic of Montego Bay. Next year we'll have to adjust that, Chairman. I just want to say a couple things about the Christmas tree lighting as a symbol of hope, renewal, and unity. As these lights shine bright tonight, let them serve as a beacon to our continued commitment at the UDC to enhancing spaces, creating opportunities, and fostering pride in our communities across Jamaica. The next Christmas tree lighting ceremony at Long Bay Beach Park will be on Saturday, December 21st at 5-6 p.m. And of course, fireworks on the waterfront 2024 will be here at Harmony Beach Park. So make sure you all come out on December 31st into January 1st. Bring your friends, bring your neighbors, bring them all. And of course, it's a 3-location fireworks festival: Kingston, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios. Finally, as we close, I wish you and your families a joyful, happy Christmas, filled with peace, love, and prosperity. May the light from tonight's ceremony brighten your hearts and homes throughout this season and into the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Honeygan. And Mr. Chairman, let me reassure you, no need for any changes. I've been a naturalized Montegonian 20 plus years. And the fact that I traveled from Kingston to be here shows my commitment to my home city. No desire to return to the east. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the point where the tree will be lit, and for order and for everybody to be able to enjoy it, we're going to ask the members of the audience who are sitting to remain seated as we invite the following persons to make their way over to the tree to participate in the actual tree lighting ceremony. So we're going to invite the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang to make his way over. I'm told by the UDC that you are on first switch. I guess the electrician is there and will indicate what is first switch. On second switch, we'll have Mr. Norman Brown, chairman of the UDC. Going to ask you to make your way over as well, sir. And on third switch, we have Mr. Leroy Gray representing the Custos. On the fourth switch, we'll have Mr. Ewart Clark and Councillor Dwight Crawford. And on the fifth switch, we'll have His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon. And they'll make their way over to the Christmas tree. And I'm sure, Mr. DJ, you can give us some Christmas carols in the meantime as they make their way over there. And I'm sure my liaison from UDC will indicate when we begin the countdown, when all the dignitaries are in place to flip those switches. And ladies and gentlemen, once the light is on, the tree is lit, the park is lit, then it'll be time for you to just enjoy it, take photographs, and enjoy the spectacle of what has been provided for your and our enjoyment for the rest of the Christmas season. So if I can get some indication when they are in place, then we will begin the countdown. I'm told that I can make it all the way over there. I didn't want to leave my people under the tent. We might. Right. So that would be the challenge. So I will stay right here. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? I'm assuming that everybody is in place. If they are, we're going to ask everybody to join us in the countdown from 10. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. No, man, it's all right. It's all right. So we're going to start from 10. And we're going to ask everybody to join in. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. Merry Christmas, Montego Bay! Merry Christmas. Turn to the person next to you and say, Merry Christmas once again in Harmony Beach Park. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the work that the UDC has done in making this park that was already beautiful, exceptionally beautiful for the Christmas season. Merry Christmas, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the night. It was my pleasure being here with you.
Oh, this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun, and so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have treats for the children at the back of the main tent. There's ice cream and some other goodies around there. So if you have the kids, please take them around to enjoy the treat that the UDC has kindly provided for this Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Thank you.
For black and for white, for yellow and red ones, it's the mother pie. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. I'm dreaming of a bright Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetop listen and children listen to hear waves splashing on the shore. I'm dreaming of a bright Christmas with
waiting. All right, so we have with us now the chairman of the UDC, Mr. Norman Brown. Chairman, how are you tonight?
Season greetings, sir. I am in a very good mood.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to BOJTV.
Thank you.
How significant is this inaugural tree lighting on Kiddies Street for you?
Well, Harmony Park is really the jewel in the crown of the UDC.
Yes.
This is our premier park. And Montego Bay, as we know it as Montegonians, is the other city. When I drove by Emancipation Park and I saw what was there and I saw what was at Turtle Park in Ocheres, I said we owe it to the citizens of St. James and Western Jamaica to match that standard and to ensure that this is something that the kids and the families and all our citizens down here look forward to.
Right.
And so we have to put it at a level that it is really something to behold.
I mean, presenters after presenters tonight made mention of what the space was before tonight.
Yes.
How is the beach park going, and how is the community responding?
It's amazing, and I mean, I have said to my board in Kingston that maybe some kind of sociologist should study the impact of this park.
Yes.
Because Harmony Park has changed the attitude of so many Montegonians. It's the most pleasing thing for me to drive past the park in the afternoons and you will see families with their blankets out, the kids playing, you see university students on their laptops.
And they have access to the beach?
Most definitely.
Okay.
And the beach is on a weekend and on public holidays, the beach is almost overrun by folks that we have to be managing the amount of persons that come here.
Okay. All right. We're closing now 2024, going into 2025. Talk to me about what we can expect from a UDC going into 2025.
All right. Well, we
and you can just
so
talk directly to Stevie.
The UDC has some of Jamaica's finest assets.
Yes.
And we are now charged with a mission by the Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, to ensure that we extract value from these assets for the benefit of Jamaica. The mandate of the UDC is to improve the urban experience, whether in the residential communities, whether in the commercial aspect of things. So we are currently planning some investment forums where we will seek to attract joint venture partners and also to implement projects ourselves.
Yes.
To improve downtown Kingston, the Ocheres waterfront, Montego Bay, and we'll be going back into the housing sector in a big way.
Okay.
We are looking at doing approximately 12,000 houses. So we're looking at areas like Helshaw, Brayton, White House in Westmoreland, Ocheres, and Negril.
Okay.
To start.
Yes.
So we are going into Caymanas. Come February, we'll be breaking ground for the Rain Tree development, which is a light industrial park adjoining to the ferry police station on the Mandela Highway.
Yes.
Where we'll be developing 100 acres of land into an industrial area where businesses will come in and start light industries, logistics activity, all of those things. So we will be driving the UDC in a very forward-thinking way next year, because we want to be a part of the growth agenda.
Okay. Chairman, I want you to just come center shot, because I heard some exciting stuff about 3 simultaneous activities on the 31st of this month, going into the new year. Talk to me about that. Persons they were so excited online.
In Kingston, the fireworks on the waterfront has become a tradition.
Yes.
It has been going on over 20 odd years. But since we have been on the board, myself and Mrs. Bryan, we have lobbied for that now to come to a part of the fireworks activity to be at Harmony Park. And we had our first one last year here.
Yes.
And it was amazing. We had about 3 times what the crowd is here now. And we had a fantastic concert and fireworks display and the children and the family-oriented activity.
Yes.
And we have also had that last year in Ocheres. Okay. So this year, we are planning the biggest
3-in-1.
Biggest fireworks.
Yes.
So we'll be having a fantastic show in Kingston. We'll also be having an equally fantastic show here. At midnight, we will welcome in 2025 with with huge fireworks display.
Wow.
And we'll be catering for some of our guests and VIPs and so on.
Yes.
So we have been planning this. We started the plans from I think mid-year because it takes a lot of doing, and we are sure that if you miss it, you will really miss something spectacular. So we're inviting all our citizens who are able to come and participate with us in a safe and environmentally friendly manner, and just to enjoy Jamaica as it is now.
Yes.
Right.
All right, Chairman, I want to thank you for talking to us here on BOJTV.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to being a part of the New Year's Eve activities.
We
we'll continue to talk.
You,
I mean, I know there's so much to say about the UCDC.
Yes,
we're going to invite you back early in next year for us to sit down, for you to give us a proper update. Because
we are open to that. Yes,
yet.
most definitely.
Yes.
We are open to that. The Portmore Resilient Park,
yes,
we are at 37% completion now. But that was the hardest 37%, because we would have to, getting the buildings out of the ground.
Yes.
So the rate of completion is now going to be advanced landscaping, all the amenities that will support the park, and it will be something to behold.
All right, we're going to invite you back to give
Most
us a proper
definitely.
update.
You're welcome.
Seasons, greetings, and all the best.
Same to you, all the best.
And all the best for next year,
Your
Chairman.
family and be safe.
Thank you. All right, we're going to see if we can find the mayor of Montego Bay. All right, now, Mr. Mayor, we're just trying to locate the mayor. Mr. Mayor? So we're just about wrapping up our live broadcast here from Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay. It was the inaugural Christmas tree lighting and of course the Kiddies Street, and we have the big man on set right now, the youngest.
No, you spoke of the big man, the big man before.
No, you know why I say you're the big man?
Yes.
I heard you said something the other day which resonated with the entire Jamaica in terms of in 25 Montego Bay is going to be the safest. I mean, those were some serious pronouncements. Talk to me about that.
Well, what I actually said, and I said it earlier this evening, is that our target for 2025 is to get murders sub 100.
Definitely.
You see, it started a buzz, and I view it two ways. The first one is this. It is not easy to shift drastically from what we experience now to being the safest city in the Caribbean.
Right.
And because of that, it sounds ridiculous for such a statement to be made, which was not made. What I said is that we need to work together to continue pushing Montego Bay to be the safest city in the Caribbean, and I believe it is something that we should aspire to.
Big talk.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Yes.
Now the other part of it is the part that caused me to be taken aback a little bit, and that is the fact that such pronouncement was met with mixed reviews.
Okay.
Just to think that you want to be the safest place in the Caribbean, persons are saying you're crazy. Think about that.
Oh no! I didn't see the view. So what were they suggesting? That it's impossible.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
So just to think.
Okay.
So just to think that persons think that.
Yes.
You wanting your city to be the safest place in the Caribbean is ridiculous.
Yes. Well, I mean, we should. Each parish we need to be aspiring to cut crime to zero in the entire Jamaica.
And it tells me a lot about what people think about their own city and their own country.
Okay.
But apart from that, we have had success in terms of utilizing the benchmark that we use every year, the numbers.
Okay.
And each year we count the number of homicides to determine whether or not the city is safe. And to record 34% reduction, it is something that we should all be happy about. It is something that must be welcome. And we have to work together to continue reducing that number. Because at the end of the day, we want to live in a safe Jamaica. We want a safe city. And we want to transition from a safe city to a smart city.
Definitely.
So that we can be more efficient and so that we can embrace our space and feel like we're in a developed world.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. The inaugural, tonight is the inaugural like Christmas tree lighting. How significant is it for Montego Bay?
Inaugural, well, it's not inaugural.
That's what's on the program.
well, for UDC it is.
Yeah, okay, yes, no, for UDC. Right. I know you had a grand event on Sunday.
So the Christmas tree is a significant item, a significant symbol for Montegonians. And what I use to realize this is the movement of the tree. Several years ago, we mounted the tree on top of the fountain.
Okay.
Many people never liked it. They said that we are uglifying the fountain, and the fountain is a historic symbol
Right.
in the heart of Montego Bay, because it is coming from the parade that we had many years ago.
Right.
So when we took the tree from the fountain, we unmounted it. We relocated the tree to Harmony Beach Park, and that is where we started the Christmas tree lighting ceremony here. Got massive support. However, some persons were unable to enter and to operate how they ought to, because back then they were able to operate in this way. Vendors would come, they see it as a grand open space, close to a grand market kind of setting. They would sell, people would engage them, and Montegonians enjoy themselves. When we took it here, they started to complain that we took Christmas from them.
Oh Lord.
So the tree is significant.
Yes.
So we say, you know what? We are going to give you back your Christmas, but we need a second tree, because this is a beautiful park.
Yes.
And we want to celebrate Christmas here as well.
Yes.
So we brought the main Christmas tree to Sam Sharp Square, and Sam Sharp is synonymous with Christmas Rebellion.
Yes.
And Sam Sharp Square, so named, is synonymous with the 1831 Christmas Rebellion, the fight for freedom.
Yes.
So it is right in the place at Sam Sharp Square. And now that we have relocated, we move it back to Sam Sharp Square. We started this new exercise of a Christmas tree lighting here at Harmony Beach Park.
Got you.
So Montego Bay can celebrate both the Harmony Beach Park Christmas tree lighting and the tallest Christmas tree, 65 meters tall, 50 feet tall in Jamaica, right there in Sam Sharp Square. Now, it symbolizes hope, joy, reflection of childhood exuberance and happiness that many of our citizens experienced years ago. As a child, I experienced it myself. In fact, beside that Christmas tree, we used to have a merry-go-round, and it was a joy to jump on the merry-go-round and just to enjoy it with friends and family, and it was something new in our space, so it was very exciting.
Yes.
So I would like that to come back to Montego Bay.
All right.
But that's a private sector to determine.
All right, man.
But yes.
I don't want you to miss the officials are taking pictures. I don't want you to miss the shot.
No,
we're going to have
problem.
to invite you back on
Yes.
BOJTV early next year.
Yes.
So you can tell me about what's happening
In Montego Bay.
at the municipal
We
corporation.
have a lot to talk about.
I know. We have
so
a lot.
this year was a year of conceptualization. 2025 is a year for action.
We're definitely going to bring you back on set.
We'll speak more
early
about the
next year.
actions
All right.
next year.
Season's greeting to yourself and your family. All the best.
Thanks, and same
and
to
all the
you.
best for next year.
And all the best to your viewers.
All right, thank you very
Blessings.
much.
All right.
So there you have it, the mayor of Montego Bay. We are wrapping up right here. This was our live broadcast of the inaugural UDC Harmony Beach Park, their inaugural Christmas tree lighting and Kiddies Street. I'm Kern Spencer reporting for BOJTV.